Hello everyone, I'm Arnav Gupta, the founder and CEO of Brand Authority Builders. And today's video is about a website that was losing its traffic due to a Google update and then how it recovered. And from this video, you can take away some key points that you can use instantly to help your website also get recovered from similar kind of Google updates. So you can see the chart of the website, and if just tell the site started to lose its traffic and impressions from this part, and here I gave them some suggestions and they applied it, and then you can see the graph rising again in terms of impressions and clicks, and the suggestions were mainly in terms of content part only, not technical side or the office or SEO side. So the main issue that the site was facing was that first they were diluting the context, and the second thing was their content wasn't very much responsive, right? When I mentioned about that they were diluting the context, I will give you an example. First, let me tell you about this website. This website sells digital cookbooks, right? And so most of their content is also about recipes. So let's take an example of an X recipe so that I can explain you what were the issues that they were doing. First thing was that they were diluting the context, right? So when I say diluting the context, I mean that let's say the title is X recipe, but they were also covering like health benefits or maybe like other kind of things in the just first heading or maybe in the introduction itself. So by doing that, you are diluting the context of the rest, this title, that is X recipe. The user here wants to know the ingredients, the equipment, and how to make that recipe, but not the health benefits in the upper section, at least. It can be covered down below because they are in the niche of keto and air fryer, so it's relevant to them, but not in the upper section. And the second thing was that their passages weren't optimized and their content wasn't much responsive. So by that I mean that whenever search engine checks a web page, it's ranking each section by section and compares it with other resources in the same index, and then it ranks the best passages. And nowadays LLMs you takes the best passages and then summarize them. So let's take an example. What are the ingredients of X recipe, right? So you need to be responsive, although you may be relevant, but you also need to be responsive. And by responsive I means that when you are answering this, you need to start by like the ingredients of X recipe are, or the 10 ingredients of X recipe are mentioned in the below list, and similar kind of things, and then you are becoming responsive, right? So if you see their chart over 6 months, you can see earlier they were getting 30.4k clicks. Now they're getting 47.2k clicks, and you can also check the percentages from here. It's nearly 55.30% increase in clicks in just 6 months, and 8.03 increase in impressions in just 6 months. And you can also see the increase in the average CTR and the average position. So if you are a business owner or if you are in the same kind of position, let me give you some quick suggestions that you can implement it as soon as possible. Just let me write them here only. First one is that don't dilute the context. And second one is that always be responsive to the user needs or query needs. But when I say don't dilute the context, I can give one very easy example that you can follow. For example, let's say your title is like benefits of drinking water, right? So in your content, like in your H1, sorry, H2s, H3s, Just make sure that you are in the right context. That is of benefits of drinking water. It can include like, okay, it can help with joint pains. It may be like, okay, it can help with face glow, right? And then you can also cover about how much water should you drink to activate these benefits, right? So this is what I mean by context. But if you start covering about other things like mm, benefits of maybe lemon water, or maybe at what time should you drink water, the macro context or the main topic will be diluted, and hence you are diluting your context. And if I talk about second thing, that is always be responsive to the query needs or the user needs. By that I mean that is that whenever there is a query, you need to be responsive to that. It may be by providing a calculator, or it may be in the form of content. Let's say some queries need an image for responsiveness. Some needs like structured content, some needs unstructured content. And for that also, I have included some patents that I use in this project. First one is the candidate answer passages, and I took away like many, key points from this patent to use in this website. And the increase in clicks that you see here are all the results of this patent. Just let me give you one quick example. Just a second. Like if you see here, there is a term known as like discovers boundary term position score, and it means that if you are using words like conversely, however, and etc. in the first line itself, your score will be decreased and you will receive a less score, and your passage will be of less quality according to search engines. And if you use such terms in the second line, then it's okay. But yeah, if you are totally excluding these type of words, then you will receive a higher score, and it may help you with ranking. And similarly, there are many other things also. For example, here you can see the diagrams. So Google checks whether your answer passages contains diagrams similar to the answer passages of the historical passage. And here they mention about it, that is historical answer passages. So there are many other things also in this patent that you can study and implement right away. And even I have a whole document for those criterias and scoring methods. You can ask me in the comments, or you can directly message me. I will provide them. Second one is context scoring adjustments for answer passages, and it's also a good patent, and also it includes important engineers like Gupta, Steven D. Baker. So these are some important engineers that you can study for other patents also. And here there is one more patent, weighted answer terms for scoring answer passages, and this patent tells that okay, how Google is weighting answer terms, and then if you are able to understand their method, you can include those terms in your answer passages. And you can also see some other patents which you can study later. This one is rich content for query answers, and there is one more, relevant passage retrieval system, and it's by Microsoft, and it also gives you details about many other things like how they are scoring answer passages. You can just go through it also, and they also give uh, examples with real queries. So yeah, you can go there and ask, and if you have any doubt, you can also like consult me, no problem. If I give you some other suggestions rather than only the content side, second, uh, always try to keep a lower response time, less than 100 milliseconds, and also keep this OK section like till 98 to 99%. And here keep the HTML part more than another any file type, that, and it should be like 99% or 98%. And also try to keep the discovery part higher. Discovery means that okay, how many new articles you are publishing and whether Google is crawling them or not. And even if you refresh your content or update your content, this will also be high. And also one more suggestion is that always try to keep the number of non-index pages lesser than the number of index pages. Yeah, thank you.